Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 6 reporters. Our topic for today is all about the Rizal's life, including the exile, trial, execution, and martyrdom. And Sir Nick will start our topic or report.
Good morning, sir. Results arrival in Manila and the founding of the Liga Filipina. When Jose Rizal returned to Manila in June 1892, many Filipinos were excited to see him because he was a well-known advocate for reform and change. However, the Spanish authorities were worried about his influence. Just a few days after his arrival, on July 3, 1892, Rizal started an organization called the Liga Filipina, or in English, the Filipino League. The purpose of this group was to promote unity among Filipinos and push for reforms to improve their situation under Spanish rule. Unfortunately, just 3 days later on, July 6, Rizal was arrested. The Spanish government accused him of being anti-Catholic and against the Spanish rulers, claiming he had materials that could stir up troubles. So, in a simple explanation in Filipino, kaya siya inaresto dahil natatakot ang mga Spaniards na ang mga nasa kanilang mga nasasukupan or they are as a mga Pilipino na colonize nila ay magkaroon ng parang revolution parang ganun pagsalungat sa gobyerno under ng Spaniards.
Jose Rizal's exile in Dapitan. Dahil sa mga paratang na yon, pinatapon si Rizal sa Dapitan mula 1892 hanggang 1896. Pero sa kabila ng sitwasyon niya, naging produktibo pa rin siya sa edukasyon. Nagtayo siya sa paaralan para sa kabataan, nagturo ng akademiko at mabuting asal. Sa kalusugan naman, nagbigay siya ng libreng paggagamot at nagsagawa ng matagumpay na operasyon sa mata. Proyekto sa komunidad, gumawa siya ng sistema ng supply ng tubig at iba pang infrastruktura. Sa agham naman, nagsaliksik siya sa halaman at hayop at nakipag-ugnay sa mga banyagang siyentipiko.
Rizal as an educator. In the first bullet, in Dapitan, Rizal started a small school from 16 boys from a wealthy family. On the second bullet, he taught them reading, writing in English and Spanish, history, math, and other subjects. So, classes are held in afternoon. Rizal often relaxing in hammock while students sat at bamboo benches. So Rizal as a scientist. So Rizal loved studying nature and took his students on trips to collect plants and animals for museum. He also researched topics. He discovered a new species that were named after him, like Rizal, Draco rizali, Aporogania rizali, Acoropurus rizali. So, beside being a teacher and scientist, Rizal was a farmer, businessman, inventor, artist, and a linguist.
Rizal's romantic affair with Josephine Bracken. Josephine Bracken is an 18-year-old woman born on August 9, 1876. She is from Hong Kong and arrived in Dapitan on February 1895 together with her blind foster father, George Taufer. So pumunta sila kay Rizal for treatment sa mata ni George Taufer. At nung nakita ni Rizal si Josephine, they fell in love and after 1 month, nagplano na silang magpakasal. Pero ayaw ni Taufer na sila ay magpakasal dahil natakot siya na mawalan ng anak and sinabi niya pa na siya ay magpapakamatay. Si Father Pedro Obac naman, siya ay isang parish priest of Dapitan, ay tumanggi na pakasalan ang dalawa unless kung papayagan sila ng Bishop of Cebu. And also, tutol din ng family ni Rizal na magpakasal kay Josephine Bracken kasi naghihinala sila about sa background ni Josephine. At dahil nga walang pare ang willing na magpakasal sa kanilang dalawa, ang ginawa ni Rizal and Josephine, they exchanged vows before God in their own way. And in 1896, nagbunga ang kanilang pagmamahalan. Si Josephine Bracken ay nabuntis, but Josephine Bracken gave birth to a 1-month-old premature baby boy at nabuhay lamang ng 3 hours. At pinangalanan nila itong Francisco. At ang isinilang ni Josephine Bracken ay inilibing sa dapitan.
Katipunan 6 Rizal's Advice. Ano nga ba ang Katipunan? Ang Katipunan ay isang revolutionary organization na pinamumunuan ni Andres Bonifacio. So, noong May 2, 1896, nagkaroon sila ng secret meeting. Dito, nag-agree sila na isend si Dr. Pio Valenzuela sa dapitan para i-inform si Rizal sa plano nilang pag-launch ng revolusyon against sa mga Espanyol. So, Valenzuela left Manila on June 15, 1892 at dumating siya after 6 days with a blind companion which is si Raimundo Mata. Doon, inilatag ni Dr. Pio Valenzuela ang mga plano nila Andres Bonifacio at ang mga Katipunero. Pero, Rizal outspokenly objected Bonifacio's premature idea for 2 reasons. So, nireject niya daw yung idea ni Andres Bonifacio sa 2 rason. Una, the Filipinos were still unready for such bloody revolution. Ibig sabihin ay sa tingin ni Rizal ay hindi pa handa ang mga Pilipino para sa isang madugong labanan. Second, the Katipunan lacked machinery before plotting a revolution. There must be sufficient arms and funds collected. So, yun nga, karugtong sa unang rason dahil nga feeling ni Rizal ay hindi pa sila ready para sa isang madugong labanan dahil nga walang sapat na funds and mga kagamitan ang mga Katipunero para labanan ang mga Espanyol. Also, Valenzuela told Rizal sa plano nila na i-rescue siya sa dapitan. Pero, nag-decline si Rizal. Bakit? Kasi sabi niya, he had no plans of breaking his word of honor to the Spanish authorities.
Hello, I'm Robert Vinjola. I'll discuss Rizal arrest and imprisonment in Fort Santiago. Rizal was arrested upon arriving in Manila and exiled to Dapitan in Mindanao. He was charged with publishing anti-Catholic and anti-Spanish. After being deported to the Philippines, he was detained at Fort Santiago following the preliminary investigation. In November, Rizal was put on trial at the Cartel de España on 26 December and was ruled guilty of rebellion, sedition, and conspiracy. Jose Rizal was imprisoned for 56 days from November 3 to December 29, 1896. The entire right of this building, which contained his prison cell, was reconstructed in 1953 as a museum and as a shrine dedication to Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal was imprisoned in Fort Santiago twice, July 16, 1892. Rizal was arrested after returning to the Philippines for a second time. He was charged with sedition and rebellion after anti-friar pamphlets were found in Sister Luggage. He was imprisoned in Fort Santiago until July 15, 1892, December 3, 1896. Rizal was imprisoned in Fort Santiago again after the start of the Philippine Revolution. He was held until the date of his execution. During his second imprisonment, Rizal wrote an untitled poem in his prison cell that became known as Mi Ultimo Adios or My Last Farewell. He gave an alcohol stove that contained the poem to his sister, Narcissa. Before his execution, Rizal was executed by a firing squad at Bagumbayan Field, now known as Luneta Park, on December 30, 1896. His death inspired the Philippines' struggle for independence, and the museum is administered by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Rizal's arrest and imprisonment are significant events in Philippines history, marking his confrontation with Spanish colonial authorities due to his writings and nationalist sentiments. Rizal was arrested on April 6, 1896, shortly after the outbreak of the Philippines Revolution. Fueled by the activities of the Katipunan, a revolutionary group advocating for independence from Spanish rule. And though Rizal was not actively involved with the Katipunan, his works, particularly No Limitang Hire and El Filibusterismo, inspired the movement, and the Spanish authorities viewed him as a dangerous element. Rizal was initially detained at the Manila Police Headquarters, where he faced accusations without proper judicial processes. After his initial detention, Rizal was transferred to Fort Santiago, a military fortress located in Intramuros, Manila. This was one of the key military outposts of the Spanish colonial government and served as a prison for political dissidents. During his time in Fort Santiago, the conditions were harsh. Rizal was subjected to various restrictions, limited contact with the outside world and his family, interrogation, and attempts to pressure him into naming other members of the revolutionary movement. Rizal's arrest and imprisonment represent not just his personal struggle but also the broader quest for Filipino identity and autonomy. His life to inspire generations into Philippines and beyond, symbolizing the fight against oppression and the importance of education and reform in addressing social injustices. And we all know that we heard the said of Rizal na ang kabataan ay pag-asa ng bayan. And Rizal's execution galvanized the Filipino people and became a catalyst for the Philippines Revolution. His writings, particularly his call for reforms and his critique of Spanish colonial rule, remain influential in Philippines history and the fight for independence.
Rizal defense and trial, presenting his arguments. Rizal was defended by Lieutenant Luis Traviel de Andrade. He presented 12 arguments in his defense, emphasizing his opposition to rebellion, his civic work in Dapitan, and the misuse of his name by the Katipunan.
Si Jose Rizal, isang kilalang Pilipinong nasyonalista at manunulat, ay isang mahalagang figura sa pakikibakan ng Pilipinas para sa kalayaan mula sa pananakop ng Espanya. Ang kanyang mga akda, lalo na ang kanyang mga nobela na No Limitang Hire at El Filibusterismo, ay nagsiwalat ng mga kawalang katarungan at katiwalian ng pananakop ng Espanya, na nagbigay inspirasyon sa mga Pilipino na lumaban para sa kanilang mga karapatan. Gayunpaman, ang kanyang matapang na pagpuna sa pamahalaang kolonyal ng Espanya ay humantong sa kanyang pagkakaaresto at paglilitis. Siya ay inakusahan ng sedisyon at paghihimagsik, mga paratang na nagmula sa kanyang di umano'y kaugnayan sa Katipunan, isang revolusyonaryong organisasyon. Bagaman itinanggi ni Rizal ang anumang kaugnayan sa Katipunan, siya ay natagpuan na nagkasala ng isang hukuman ng militar noong December 26, 1896. Sa kabila ng mga apela para sa awa mula sa iba't ibang individual, pinatunayan ng mga otoridad ng Espanya ang hatol na nagparusa kay Rizal sa kamatayan sa pamamagitan ng pagbaril. Next is noong December 30, 1896, si Rizal ay pinatay sa Bagong Bayan Field, na kilala ngayon bilang Rizal Park sa Maynila. Ang kanyang pagpatay na saksihan ng isang malaking karamihan ng mga Pilipino ay naging isang mahalagang sandali sa Rebolusyong Pilipino. Ang kamatayan ni Rizal, isang simbolo ng kalupitan ng Espanya at ang pakikibaka para sa kalayaan, ay nag-apoy ng galit at paglaban sa mga Pilipino na humahantong sa pag-akyat ng revolusyon. Ang pamana ni Rizal bilang isang pambansang bayani ay patuloy na nagbibigay inspirasyon sa mga Pilipino ngayon. Siya ay naaalala bilang isang kampiyon ng kalayaan, isang simbolo ng katalinuhan at artistikong kadakilaan, at isang martir para sa kanyang bansa. Ang kanyang mga akda at mga ideya ay patuloy na may kaugnayan sa Pilipinas at sa ibang bansa, na nagsisilbing paalala ng kahalagahan ng pakikipaglaban para sa katarungan at pagkakapantay-pantay.
Rizal's secret burial and legacy, his martyrdom and enduring influence. So, after Rizal was executed on December 30, 1896, the Spanish authorities buried him secretly in Paco Cemetery to prevent people from making a big deal about his death. However, his execution made him a martyr, which means he died for a cause he believed in. This act of sacrifice helped him become a national hero here in the Philippines, sa ating country. Even today, Rizal's writing and ideas continue to inspire Filipinos, reminding them of the importance of freedom and national pride. So, through the writings of Rizal and his sacrifice or his death, na-inspire tayo sa kanyang mga sinulat sa libro, na parang sinasabi o kinukwento niya doon kung paano yung mga buhay ng mga Pilipino noong panahon ng Spaniards or under ng Spanish colonization.